Following the cancellation of Monday's action due to inclement weather, the sun was shining on Tuesday evening for the first practice session of the Isle of Man TT Races 2025. And it would be the sidecars that would open the road. Fans trackside to watch Ryan and Callum Crowe leave the start line and head off down Bray Hill for the very first time this year. The evening sessions were all untimed and there were still several damp patches dotted around the TT course. Ben Birchall with new passenger Patrick Rosney not far behind the Crows on the opening lap. But practice or not, this was crucial track time for all the outfits, with most pairs completing at least one lap. Steve and Matty Ramsden leading a train of chairs through Glen Helen. Ryan and Callum Crowe looking incredibly comfortable already, straight up to speed through Churchtown, just a stone's throw from their home in Derby. The number one plate holders, double winners last year, and looking for more of the same in 2025. Former British champions Lee Crawford and Scott Hardy too were looking strong. The number 4 outfit on the fringes of the podium last year, and certainly hoping to work their way into the top 3 this time around. And of course, don't count out Ben Birchall, the 14-time TT winner with the experienced Patrick Rosney alongside him for 2025. Can they challenge the Crows? Supertwin and Supersport bikes were the first solo classes to take to the TT course. Michael Dunlop returning to his trusty pattern in the Supertwin class, the bike that made him the most successful racer in TT history last year with 29 wins. Cork's Mike Brown, meanwhile, returns to the Russell Racing Yamaha. The ever-improving Irishman, an outside podium bet in the Supersport class, completed 2 laps on his R6 this evening. How about this for an experienced group of riders? Dean Harrison, Davey Todd, Ian Hutchinson and Connor Cummins flying past the start line on their Supersport machines. You wouldn't think this was their first flying lap down Bray Hill. New machinery for both Todd and Cummins, with Todd returning to Paget's Honda and Cummins on a V2 Ducati. Here's Mike Brown showing how it's done at Crosby. A perfect jump and landing at 170 miles an hour. Another big group of riders together through Churchtown. Manx Grand Prix winner Joe Yeardsley leading Marcus Simpson, Chris Moore and Nathan Harrison on the run to Ramsey. After a lap on his pattern, Dunlop switched to his new Ducati V2 Supersport machine, neat and tidy on the first night. Less so for Italian Maurizio Bottalico, a big front wheel lift over the Crosby Leap. South African AJ Venter going well on the TH Racing Honda Supersport. And in Super Slow-Mo we see the work the riders are putting in on that opening lap. Davey Todd and Connor Cummins on the Supersports. Joe Yeardsley here leading Peter Hickman through K-Tree. Hickman would complete laps with both Supertwin and Supersport machinery. The last session of the evening was for Superstock and Superbikes. Josh Brooks first away on his Jackson Racing Honda Superbike, followed by young Lincolnshire lad Jim Hind on a Superstock spec Fireblade. And another Honda, the familiar number 1 plate of John McGuinness. Sunday's Superbike race will be his 112th TT start. From above, it's clear to see the high pace on show in the first practice session of TT Fortnight. Phil Crowe, a rider on the verge of the coveted 130-mile-an-hour club. Plenty of groups on this opening big bike session, both at Ballaugh and Ballacry Jump. Josh Brooks leading James Hind and Davo Johnson. Johnson looking to bounce back after a 2024 crash on his Platinum Club Kawasaki machinery. A lot of change afoot for TT25, most notably Peter Hickman's move from FHO to founding a new team in 810 Racing with Davey Todd. Hickey completing 2 laps on his Superstock spec BMW. So there's lots more to look out for ahead of Saturday's opening Superstock and sidecar races. The big question, of course, can anyone stop this man taking his win tally into the 30s?